So we're going in to get a laptop. He's pretty excited. Look how many cars it is. Finally he said, well, children, perhaps Santa did forget us this year.
Write down your passwords and put them in one spot.
Hello, Momma O fans, and man, it is cold today. Got to take my sewing down early this week. Chickens have not been laying again. Well, let's see what today brings. Cold, cold, cold. Then we dropped her sewing off, and we are at Best Buy's. Jimmy Joe called and said he has a present for Grandpa here, for Papa O here. So we're going in to get a laptop. He's pretty excited. That was a fast pickup.
Call James.
Oh, it's going to be nice, son. Go home and get it set up.
That's going to be a bigger screen than I got.
Yeah, that'll be way nice.
No.
There it is. Want to add a second keyboard?
She was saying I didn't like
out.
all this stuff here.
Yeah, so that's pretty nice, son. Pretty exciting. Doing some last minute shopping. Just getting a gift for a friend of mine. And some stuff to decorate cookies with the kids when they come over. That's probably what they're going to want to do. Okay. Now head to Chick-fil-A to spend my gift card. Look how many cars it is. We're like 20 cars away. Is it worth the wait? There's a guy taking orders. Gotta find my gift card. Well, it's worth the wait, I guess. They're pretty quick, probably 5 minutes. They're actually moving really fast. They've got people to get your orders and people for you to pay, and I got my gift cards here. Huh, very efficient. And then they have somebody passing it out to you in a plastic tray. Everything's very efficient. I got it. Now let's head home. And look at these cute earrings I got. Christmas tree. Focus. Those will look cute. And then these. Cute, cute. I didn't need them, but they were cute. Oh, I cannot believe how cold it is out there. My gosh. I'm not going to take my coat off for a while. Get warmed up. Now I'm going to go up and see how Papa O is doing with his new computer. Hang my earrings on my fly swatter earring holder. You can watch for that DIY. And these just hang right. See all those holes that I have to hang the earrings in? That's why I like the fly swatters. Unused fly swatters. No, there's no fly guts on there. Let's go find Papa O. Okay, here's Papa O's laptop, and you can't remember all his passwords.
Well,
that is a problem.
Look at all of them.
Are they written down?
Apple ID.
Passwords are horrible, I know. Hey, Papa O's ready for his Chick-fil-A. Does you got anything to eat? I go, yes, I do. Okay, I dug out this story from my aunt. Lily had published in the church magazine, The Christmas Our Parents Wept. The following story was published in the Ensign magazine on December 1981. The year was 1931 and I was 14, the oldest of 11 children in our family in Highland, Utah. One day my father and mother and a neighbor were in a car accident, and Dad, a very strong man, managed to lift the car up enough to release Mother and the neighbor. He himself suffered a broken arm and several broken ribs. Because of the accident, Dad was unable to work his 160-acre farm, and the bank foreclosed the mortgage on our home. The Depression had hit us all. The Depression had hit us in all its force. Dad was given a short time to move out. The meaning of the foreclosure became clear to me just a few weeks later when we had to build a house across the street on a small piece of land Dad had just bought. Because Dad was still recovering from his accident, Mother did much of the work. It was a small one-room shack with no floor, no windows, a bad roof, and wooden walls. We took hot rocks to bed with us that winter to keep warm. When the snow began to melt on the roof, it would leak down into our beds. At night, we would often find ice in the covers, and in the morning, we could not make the beds because the edges of the blankets were frozen together. We knew for the first time in our lives how it felt to go to bed without any supper. We had to save hard pieces of bread for the younger children, and we lived on dry beans and cooked salt. Dad finally got a few days of work on the dry farm, and when the owner found Dad didn't bring any lunch because he had no food, he came to our house with a sack of flour and other groceries. I remember that we were so hungry we tried eating the flour uncooked. Christmas came that year with a lot of snow, but no gifts. My brother Reuben told Fred is my dad, to save the candy and nuts they received at the American Fork Fireman's Christmas party because that was all they would get from Santa. Dad was able to make a payment on our home and install a wooden floor and 2 windows, and we knew that would be our Christmas. But that was a Christmas we all remember. Dad joked and tried to play family games with us. Finally he said, "Well, children, perhaps Santa did forget us this year. I'll bet there won't be one of you that will forget this Christmas." He was right. We all learned that Christmas spirit lived in our hearts that day. We learned the true value of love and found that one could be happy in its single embrace. I didn't think I'd cry. But one other wonderful thing that happened that Christmas, it happened just after we had had a late dinner. And Dad had to go out to do his nightly chores. He looked at the blizzard, watched that snow hurtle through the air, hating to go outside. Suddenly, a knock sounded at the door. We all looked at one another, half believing what we had heard. We couldn't imagine anyone coming to our door this time of night. The knock came again, and quickly one of us opened the door to find Santa. Santa was actually standing in the storm, holding a large bag across his shoulder. He stepped into our living room saying, "Merry Christmas to you all." He put the bag down in the center of the room and started shaking hands with the boys. Finally, he ended up with us girls. When he shook hands with Reuben, he said, "This is the boy that made my trip possible." I overheard him say to his younger brother at the firemen's Christmas gathering to be sure to save his candy, for that would be all we would get for Christmas. And then he said, "I've been trying to get here since early this afternoon, but the blizzard was too severe." After getting warmed by our old heater, he opened the bag. There were dolls, plenty of candy for everyone, nuts and oranges, food and toys. I saw tears on the cheeks of Mother and Dad. I know someone had not forgotten us. Mr. Ivering Pratt, the elderly American Fork fire chief, had risked his life in the worst blizzard anyone in Highland could remember to come to a little farm shack miles out of town. After visiting with us and taking a rest, Mr. Pratt asked Dad if he would get his team of horses and help him get his car out of a huge snowdrift about 1.5 miles away. Dad, of course, was happy to do it, and I saw them both disappear into the stormy night. After hours of anxious waiting, we received Dad safely home again. We all knelt and thanked our Heavenly Father for Mr. Pratt and the love it took him to think of us in such trying circumstances. Oh my goodness. All right, how's the computer coming along? The laptop?
Write down your passwords and put them in one spot. And if you make a change in it, you'll have trouble remembering which one you changed.
If you don't take off the old one.
Well,
or whatever. Well, he's been up there for hours working on it. Okay, let's close with a couple of quotes.
Most of it was not wanting to pay for the same stuff on the second computer.
Yes, you don't want that.
One thing I like the best on it is the keyboard can light up.
It lights
so
up.
You can type in the dark.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You can type in the dark. Well,
no.
Yeah.
You can turn the light out.
Yeah. So the keys on mine are fading. You can't even see the numbers anymore. The letters, I mean.
You can buy a new keyboard.
Yeah.
They're not very expensive.
Yeah, okay.
Or you can paint it on there.
I can just draw it on.
Get the grandkids to paint.
Okay, I'll just draw it on with a marker.
Okay.
Okay, you got a quote?
Yes.
Thought you had one.
There is a great deal of unmapped country within us.
That's true.
Things that we haven't
There's
discovered.
things you haven't discovered yet.
Yeah.
God knows what they are, but we need to discover them. Let's see. It is good to have an end to journey toward, but it is the journey that matters in the end. Wow, that's deep.
I have to add something.
Okay, add it. Let's hear it.
In life, it's not the end. It's
the journey.
The trip.
I think that's what they're trying to say.
Oh,
in it,
yeah.
But yours is better. Well, we shall journey on with our computer, with the laptop. Papa's pretty excited about it. Well, thanks for liking, commenting, and subscribing. Remember to look for that rose, and let's see what tomorrow brings. Thank you, and good night.
Good night.
There's a wondrous sight and a joyful sound every Christmas Eve in a western town. Gather up the kids, all the friends and family, 'cause the holly's hung and the candles bright, tuning up a fiddle on a moonlit night. Roll back the rugs